So here we have an Empire 8 for Drexel University, just came in, and bow deck looks in good order. Had no seats but all the foot stretchers. Now the tracks are pretty dirty. And we have found that it's actually easier to just replace them, because the amount of time you spend cleaning them, it almost evens out. But if the tracks get replaced, they should clean the wheels of the seats. Now, here's a typical footwell, and you can see where the water bottle is wearing away at the finish. And I'm not quite sure if that's a hole down there, but it could be, or it could just be some dirt. Now, one thing you did notice on a bunch of these boats is that the rigger bolts are getting over tightened like crazy. That top one, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's already broken through the carbon fiber. And that's merely from over tightening. And what people don't do is they don't put the Allen key on the inside of the bolt, and they crank them down, and then it spins. So I'm guessing that tape is because somebody's hip probably runs into it, but hard to say. And then one thing I noticed on this boat was that the yoke is a little beginning to wear out. And the stern deck looks good. So onto the hull here now, and I had suggested that we compound and polish these hulls to keep them clean, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. Now, if you look where the rigger bolts are, you'll see that there is some tape, and almost every one is taped. I'll get into that in a minute. Now, you can see there's a couple of bruise marks here on the boat. A couple dents here and there, but nothing that goes through. Up in this section, so as you can see in the glare, you can see all the little spots where it's taken a hit, quite a few. But these boats are pretty resilient. But when you get down here to the fin, you can see they did a quick fix at the boathouse. And this also has a head rudder on it. And I believe that's a fore rudder too. But we'll check with them. And then there's one little spot here that they want fixed. They had marked it with tape on the hull. And I'm pretty sure there's none on this side. Oh. There's one. And then you can see a lot of these side-to-side marks. That's happening probably in the boathouse. And a lot of that would come off. We could clean a lot of that off. So getting back to the rigger bolt situation, what happens is that people crank the rigger nut down, and they continue to crank it down, and what happens is the rigger bolt spins. Now when these bolts are put in at the factory, they go in straight and then they're bent. Now they've all been loosened up. So to take them out, replace them, rebend new ones, expensive. And if you're going to continue to crank them down, same thing will happen. So we're going to talk to the coach about that.